So good morning everyone, thanks again for coming back to the channel. So today, as I mentioned in my last video, is my trip up to Huddersfield to go see the Photo Nerds do their live podcast. It should be a good laugh. Haven't met them before now. I've messaged Paul before now just to say hi and that, and he's actually helped me with the YouTube stuff to sort of get me motivated for it. But I haven't met either of the other guys, so should be an interesting one, and I'm sure there'll be loads of other people there as well. On the way, I will be passing the Peak District, so I thought, why not stop off and do some photos while I'm there? So, I will take a drive, and when I get to the Peak District, I will speak to you again. Catch you soon. Okay, hey. Right, so I have made it into the Peak District, and one of the places on the way is Derwent Water. What I've done, and you can probably just see it in the background, is I've come to the dam, and I think I'm going to try and take a few long exposures here, try and get the water nice and smooth, because at the moment it's a bit, well, it's not choppy, but it's too much movement going on. So I'm going to see if I can get a long exposure of that, and then see if there's anything else I can do. I did pass Lady Bower on the way, so I might have a little drive down there and see if there's anything I can do down there as well. If I get set up, I will talk you through what I'm doing. Alright, so I've managed to get myself set up, and what I'm doing is I'm looking at these two towers at the dam, at the edge of the dam. They look really, really cool, like towers from a castle. And what I'm doing is I've got the 10 stop on. I tried doing the 6 stop and it didn't look particularly good. It was smoothing out the water, but it wasn't smoothing it out enough for my liking. So stuck the 10 stop on, stuck the polarizer on just to try and bring make the sky a little bluer. And from there it's just a case of 2-second timer. At the moment it's at f11, ISO 100, and it wants about a 25-second exposure, and what that's doing is it's causing the water to become really smooth, so it's almost like glass. Not to everyone's liking, but I like them, so I will take a few shots. What I'm doing is I'm waiting for the clouds to come over, and unfortunately they're a little slow, but what I'm doing is waiting for them to come along, and when I get a set of clouds that looks nice, I'm going to take the shot. And it won't move too much, but it'll give a bit of smearing in the clouds, a bit more interest up there, as opposed to just blue sky. The only issue I'm having with this at the moment is there is a slight breeze, which is meaning that where I'm having to raise the tripod higher than I would normally do, it's giving a little bit of wobble, so I'm having to try and time a 25-second shot when there's no wind, which is easier said than done. So yeah, it's just there we are. So yeah, just taking the shot, and then hopefully that comes out okay. Okay, so taking a look at a couple of the shots with the polarizer on, depending on how far I spin it, it's almost completely taking out the reflection of the both towers. So what I'm probably going to do is remove that What I'm also having to do is where the sun is, it's hitting the side of the towers, but what that's causing is one bright side or one side in shadow. So what I'm having to do is, if I raise the exposure by a stop, I'm bringing the shadows up a little bit so that there's a bit of detail in there, and then I should be able to recover the highlights easy enough. So I'm just trying to compensate for that. But I'm going to take the polarizer off because it's doing absolutely nothing at the moment. Okay, so I've taken off the polarizer, but that's a bit of a double-edged sword. So what that's done is reduce the exposure time. So instead of being 25 seconds, it's now sort of 15 seconds. What I've done is I've added a 2-stop grad, and that's given me back another 5 seconds. So sort of compensates a little bit for it. What I might do is, where there's some nice clouds coming, I might take a normal exposure shot, so I can get those clouds in behind instead of the blue sky. And then what I can do is, in post, I can blend the two exposures together. So I've got the long exposure for the water and then the normal shot for the clouds. It's just the clouds are taking their time. It's not a particularly windy day, it seems. Or at least not where the clouds are. But I'll keep taking the shots. Once I've done these, I think I'm probably going to make a move. And what time is it? It's coming on 4 o'clock, so I think I've probably got another hour before I hit the hotel, and then get sorted, and then it's off to the podcast. Quite looking forward to it. It's going to be good to see all these guys that I watch on YouTube all the time. So yeah, it'll be cool. Right. Enough talking. I'll take a few more shots, and the clouds are coming over now, so I might take that single shot, but I'll take the shots and make a move. Alright, catch you in a bit. So I have finished there now, so I'm going to make my way up to Huddersfield now, and go to the hotel, drop some gear off, and then make my way to the podcast. This shot that I've taken isn't particularly original. In fact, I think you do a search for this for Derwent Dam, and you'll find 101 of the same shots. But the point of me coming along is that I haven't taken this shot. So I think it's always good to go out and do the shots, regardless of whether or not people have done them, because you might be able to stick a different spin on it. I don't think I've done anything original, like I say, but at least that shot's done. I know where to go and I know what I can do. So I know this isn't a particularly good sunset shot, because the sun is setting over there, and basically it's casting light on the wrong side. If you probably can't see it, so I've got it behind me there, so the sun rises in between both of those turrets, so I think it's a better sunrise shot. But next time I'll come along and try and get here for sunrise instead of sunset. Not that I'm anywhere near sunset, but you know what I mean. So right, I'm waffling, so I'm going to make a move. I will pack away and I will see you in a bit. So I've dropped everything off at the hotel and about to make my way to the studio to see all the guys. I will catch you when I get there. See you soon. So good morning, guys. It's the day after. Went and seen the photo nerds and took part in their little podcast. I say little podcast, it was quite a few people there. It was really, really good. It was really interesting. They had a few presentations to go through and just talked about themselves and what's led them to where they are, and it was really, really interesting. And then they sort of opened it up to a Q&A afterwards, which was really good. I couldn't do any video, unfortunately, but I did get, right at the very end, as I was sort of chatting to a few guys who you might recognise, I did get a little bit of video. Don't know whether or not it was intentional, but I'll chuck it up, just a couple of little bits just to show you. But you'll see Gareth Danks and Mally from Mally Photography, both really good guys. Yeah, funny guys. So had a little chat with those. Got some tips for YouTube, which was really nice. Yeah, the evening was really good. Didn't get to speak to Paul. Well, I spoke to Paul briefly. Didn't get to speak to Adam. Didn't get to speak to Gary. They were preoccupied with other people, so I thought better not pester them too much. But yeah, overall a really good evening. So I'm about to leave the hotel and I'm going to make my way back down home. I don't know if I'm going to be doing any other photos on the way down, but if I do, I will chuck them up on screen. Otherwise, I will call this a video and I will catch you on the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and if you've got any questions, comments, chuck them down below. What I've done is chucked, I think it's this side, not that side, but I've chucked the cards up for the guys that I met, and I've got their links down in the description below. Go check them out, because they're a nice bunch of guys and brilliant photographers, so go check them out. But for now, I will catch you on the next one. Take it easy, bye.
I know what I look, Gareth, you know. I don't want bulk.
Tell me what you want out of life.
I want a bit of creamy background. So we're in focus there.
Yeah.
He's out of that's soft enough for me.
That's not bokeh. That's
depth. Not bokeh. Depth. Just a bit of depth of field. What are we on though?
Are we talking shallow?
Shallow. Very shallow. Very
It's a very shallow conversation.
Yeah,
exactly. We're in his next video. We're in his next video. We're not wide enough, are we? We're not in it.
Does he not go any lower that than F3.5?
You've got me in your video, I've got you in mine now.
Can we not go any lower than 3.5?
Not with this,
not on that.
That's what I'm saying. Can we not?
I've heard that you've got an amazing singing voice.
No, I've not.
We'll end it there. I've never done that in a video.